So today we're showing you guys a video on this little thing. It's called an Eero. I don't really know how you pronounce it. But on the back you have two Ethernet ports and a USB-C to power it. And we're going to be using it for a very probably non-typical method of what they would probably use this for. You can either do this with internet access or without internet access. So we have one of these that's here, one of them that is in a video room, get that glare off. One of them is in our lighting room, and then we have one that is going to be transmitting from a computer that is over here that is doing just a video that is playing. And then we will have one that is going to be controlling a light. So just kind of weird, but you have to kind of hold with us to show you how all we're doing it. And it's all wireless. Nothing will be connected hardwire at all. So inside of the room that Josh is at, we've got a PTZ camera that is aimed at him, and I can actually hit that camera and control it. Just to show you, I'm over here with the PTZ controller. So we are wirelessly controlling, and I can zoom in, zoom out. And this is all going through a wireless router into that room that's returning back and going to this little guy to where I can actually shoot what camera we're in. We also have a camera that is in our video room that has Tanner. And so he has got, we'll zoom in a little bit more on it, our X Touch that is wirelessly hooked up to this console. So as Tanner moves it, which he can go ahead and move, you'll see our faders are moving. So likewise, if I move it, I'm going to go ahead and move. I'm going to zoom in over here, and you will see I am moving his faders in real time. There's hardly any lag at all, which is nice. So move our main up and down. We can do whatever aux devices we need to. So then Josh, we'll go back to him. We'll walk over the rooms in a minute. Josh is going to control this light from his Sapphire. So I've got him on intercom. So if I tell him to move this light, he can start moving it. And then if we want to zoom in and zoom out on this fixture, he can do it. And it's all just wirelessly controlled through a network from our lighting console into this switch to that light through SACN. Is that right, Josh? Pretty sure we're doing SACN. Oh, we're doing ArtNet, sorry. But everything's working very seamlessly without any dropouts or lags. And can you turn to blue, or is that terrible for you right now? Oh, there we go. We can do blue very quickly. So on Tanner's side, which we're about to walk in there, I'll pull him back up. This is going to allow us to have little control networks if we needed to somewhere, to where he could actually do anything. That little touch can actually do anything you want, just like our apps would. And you can still use the apps on iPad, on your phone, however you'd like to. And he could mix this basically in another room or another building if he had to, depending on how the network is set up. So really cool. We're going to go in the other rooms, just show you kind of how it's set up. And we also, I guess before we do that, we have the Shure ULXD that is hooked up to these two receivers, and it is showing you what's happening with it. So if we had a transmitter hooked up, you could see what's happening with the ULXD1, ULXD2, and that's all wirelessly over this network as well. So it's going to be very useful for us to be able to put one of these Eeros in different spots. The last thing that I haven't got to show you yet will be down here. We're playing a video, and this is over one of our Alphatron pieces. And you can see the little video playing at the bottom there. And it's through one of our Alphatron pieces that's allowing us to convert HDMI to IP code. And it's going into this Eero here and wirelessly transmitting over the network. So we could pull this up anywhere over our phone. Tanner might be getting that before we go over there. But pretty neat, and we'll go over to the other rooms. So we're gonna go ahead and walk over to the locations just to show you the distance and what all we're shooting through. There's old Ted over there. So we're shooting through quite a few walls, and we are also shooting through quite a few vehicles. So, and showing perfectly strong signal as well. So the first room is here, the second room is gonna be over there. Ford Lightning, which is pretty fun. So Josh is over here, and he was operating that light via the Sapphire, and here was the camera that was aiming at him. And it's basically just going into the Ethernet port of this. We're using a switch. So what are some things that you can think of that would be useful with this?
I guess in a situation where there's not a way to do a front of house run for anything really, but definitely for lighting, even though it's down to one cable now, it's one of those things of maybe there's not a way to do one cable. We do a lot of outdoor shows where people like to run over our front of house snake, which is always fun, with vehicles and tractors and 4x4s and whatever.
Yes.
Other situations, if there's just not a cable run in general, to be clean, I guess is another good use of it.
Yes.
Corporate situations where they want it to be clean, that kind of thing, or just access.
And it seems not to be laggy or anything, which is kind of cool. So I don't know. We've definitely not tested this in the public, which I'll go over and see Tanner. Thank you.
Yep.
Haven't really tested this out to see how well this works in a real life situation. Of course, with us being Midas people and everything is kind of AES 50, we would end up having to incorporate Dante, which there are pluses and minuses of that. But if we did do Dante, it would be over a network as well. And then we could wirelessly send everything, audio and whatever. Tanner unlocked it for us. That's nice. So on Tanner's side, we can let him say what all is in here.
So in here, we have that X-Touch you saw on the video. We've got our Alphatron IP HDMI, and then we have our Alphatron camera. And then over here, I've also got another of the decoders from Alphatron. So we're seeing what Josh is viewing. And I've got it on my phone too, so I can drag. Here's us on the screen behind us with that camera. You can do NDI. Should be able to do NDI over this network too.
Yeah.
And then obviously having multiple handheld devices controlling all of the different controllers and screens and everything. We can hook up iPads to control the X series consoles or the Midas consoles.
It's a lot of stuff that you can do with it. It should be very nice, especially for us to not have to run as many cables. These Alphatron things, we've really had good luck with those. So you can purchase any of this stuff from us. So if you like this video, if it was helpful, please hit like and subscribe, and we will talk to you soon. Ted agreed with Tanner. Can do NDI.
So we do have an NDI camera running with NDI tools, just to show you, but it is working.
And so is Josh.
So is Josh. He's working on the tough book over there.
I guess he's gonna make a label.
Who knows?
And this is wireless as well from the NDI thing. So, and you're just on the network.
This is just on the network.
Cool. Coming through these guys. Those Alphatron pieces, like we said earlier, there's a transmitter to receiver. We have really been happy with the way those work, just converting to IP and catching things back. And the software is really cool too. We'll probably make a video on that.